You are listening to Viewpoints from PlaceCloud. Cultural researchers tell stories of places from around the world. For the full multimedia experience and to support the creators you enjoy, visit placecloud.io.
Even if you've never been to London before, you've probably seen Queen Anne's Court and the Royal Naval College on film. Designed by Christopher Wren and completed in 1712, the buildings and pathways of the college have remained essentially the same, making it the perfect backdrop for any historic film set in England since the 1700s. It remains a popular filming site today and appeared in the Netflix series The Crown, but is better known for playing the streets of Victorian London in films like the 2008 biopic The Duchess or 2004's Vanity Fair. Horror films set in the 19th century also make the most of Greenwich. The 1979 Sherlock Holmes Jack the Ripper crossover, Murder by Decree, uses Queen Anne's Court for several scenes throughout the film. We first encounter it as Holmes and Watson leave the theater in the West End and take a carriage home. Though the scene should be shot in the theater district in the West End, behind them is the eastern side of Queen Anne's Court. Later, the college's paths become a road in East London as we watch the medium Robert Lees, played by Donald Sutherland, follow physician and Freemason Sir Thomas Spivey, played by Roy Lansford. Lees is helping Holmes and Watson uncover the perpetrator of the Ripper murders, and his visions lead him to suspect the well-connected Spivey. As he follows Spivey through the streets, Lees tries to explain to a police officer that he's chasing an infamous killer, only to be dismissed and told to stop following the gentleman. More recently, the columns of the Royal Naval College appear in the background of The Mummy Returns. In the famous bus scene, where Rick O'Connell, played by Brendan Fraser, and his family are trying to escape awakened mummies from the British Museum. Fleeing the museum in a stolen bus, they turn out of the front courtyard and end up mysteriously in the streets of the Royal College. This is a common trick of editing to keep the look of the 1800s or 1900s rather than overlay scenes with CGI. When you see the mummies chasing after the bus and jumping onto sides of buildings, the actual background filming was done here in Greenwich, not in Bloomsbury. The Royal Naval College has appeared in many other horror films to provide this kind of historic atmosphere to London, including the 2010 horror Wolfman starring Benicio del Toro and the 2015 horror Victor Frankenstein starring Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy. Each time, though you can see the iconic buildings of the Naval College, the film is using them to play another area of London. There are some horror films, though, that are set here in Greenwich, but interestingly, none of them make use of the Royal Naval College. The earliest horror film set here was Dark Eyes of London, starring Bela Lugosi after he became famous as Count Dracula. The 1939 film was actually shot on set, but several signs and lines in the movie make sure you know that Lugosi works for a Greenwich insurance agency and lives nearby. The location on the Thames is an important plot point in the film, as there are several murder victims who are found drowned in the Thames. 2004 cult horror London Voodoo is also partly set in Greenwich, though most of it takes place at a home much further east by Maze Hill Station. Still, the eagle-eyed viewer can see one of the characters biking past nearby Cutty Sark early in the film. And if you want to make your way through Greenwich Park, I have another viewpoint on Blackheath, which features the climactic voodoo ritual of London Voodoo.